PJNet.TV, Thursday night, July 30th. It's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. It's time for part one of PJNet.TV. Let's check on things. The bumper is running. We are recording. We are streaming to 9 social media platforms. We have our guests waiting. We have background pictures ready. The chat room is waiting. We will switch to Studio 8 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, good morning, Vietnam. Oh, no, this is not. This is PJNet.TV, where it says so right there. I'm your host, Coach Prasik, and I am glad to be with you this evening. For me, it's the last night of the evening because we do something special on Friday evenings with Hazards 4. So I'm not on camera, so after tonight, I get a little break. And I'm sure not only am I glad of that, you probably are too. So we have a special guest in the green room waiting for us right now. I said earlier that it was her first time appearance. I was in error. There's two things about getting old. One of them is your memory tends to fail you. So, standing by in our green, what's the second? Did I say there was more than one? I forget what the second one is. So, anyway, Jackie Anders is back with us for the second time. Now, she was scheduled about a month ago, but kind of fell ill. But as it turns out, there's been so much that has happened since that time and today that you can bring us up to speed on. And I see that your partner in crime, Ella Clark, is in the chat room, and you all have launched. You tell us.
Yeah, exactly. And hello, Ella. I know you're in the chat room, but she is my partner in crime, and she is also a published author. She actually writes young adult fantasy books that are clean, so they're great books. And we kind of met each other through a mutual business partner. And we just clicked, and we started a business together where we do a podcast for the writing community. It is a podcast that we bring guests on that are industry experts to talk about writing, the publishing industry, marketing, anything that authors need to get their books out there or their name out there. If they're aspiring authors or they're already published, that's what we're there for. So we started the podcast, and then after that, we started a virtual book club, which is over on Facebook. And actually, the book club's really fun. The book club takes place twice a month, and we have only new and debut authors that come on. Or actually, we get a lot of readers and authors, but the books that become our book of the month every month are only from new and debut authors. So our members of the club read these books, and then we do it virtually because of everything that's going on right now. We'll probably continue because it's so much easier for authors and readers that have families and a full-time job. But we go on at night, and we do it via Zoom. We talk about the books that we're reading, and we get into some really good discussions, and then we post it on YouTube. So it's really fun. It's actually, I really look forward to the book clubs. But the podcast is something we do every other week, and then the book club, the weeks that we're off on the podcast, we do the book club. So it's really
week,
starting to boom.
Right. Every week you have something. Now, I'm going to one-up you because Ella has mentioned the YouTube channel in the chat room, but watch this. Sunbelt Girl has the actual link to the YouTube channel. And I bet you, if we will stand by, she will put that in the, anyway. So, well, Jackie, you are having entirely too much fun.
I'm loving it. I'm loving because my dreams have come true, and I have a great business partner, and I have people like you that help me get my books out or my information out there and my business ventures out there. I'm really networking with some really good people, and it feels awesome. And I'm enjoying everything right now that God has given me. And I do cut up a lot. I'm sorry. But overall, it's
Ella must be the serious partner. Okay, she's.
I'm very quirky. Everybody's got to learn that about me. But to write the things that I write, I really go outside the box and write some pretty out there plots and characters, and that's just what I enjoy doing. So I hone in for interviews, so I'm gonna be good.
How much work is this for you?
To do interviews or
to do all the stuff you're doing?
Or
I know you're having
there's a lot involved in this. And Ella and I, we have marketing meetings every Saturday, and we're traveling, or especially since I know COVID's kind of it's been a little bit of an issue, but as soon as it backs off, that's going to help us do a little bit more traveling. But yeah, there's a lot involved. So we're juggling. She has a family too, so we're juggling our family and and we have full-time jobs. I'm in the education industry, and she is in human resources. So we are juggling our full-time job with our dream, which we do mostly on the weekends and at night, and we're just making it work best we can. And I know there are a lot of people out there that are doing the same thing. So hopefully we will inspire y'all to keep on keeping on.
Okay, now you do something special for writers and authors, because you need people to feature. So you have something to offer well, I'll let you offer it. I don't want to speak for you. What do you have to offer them? What do you need from them?
So what we do on our virtual book club is we have a submission page, and this is over on Facebook. It's called the Right or Wrong Virtual Book Club, and we have a submission page where new and debut authors can go in and they can submit their books to be considered for our book of the month. Of course, our members vote on it, but it is a great opportunity for authors to get their book out there and get a good discussion going about their book and get media exposure. Because Ella and I, we tweet it, we put it on LinkedIn, we put it on Facebook, we talk about it to people that we network with. And so it's really getting that author out there. It's giving them that edge that they need to push them further than just a author that's just, okay, I published a book and that's it. This is their way to really do some free. It's actually free. This is free marketing. And Ella and I shoot videos for them. Also, after we have the discussions, the members post reviews for these authors. These are free reviews, because for any of the authors in the chat room or anyone listening and viewing this, you know that a lot of times there are services out there we have to pay for reviews until the organic ones start coming in. Mm-hmm. But this is a great way to get you going. If you have a book launch coming up, our members post reviews. Of course, it's honest. They're good reviews, but it's still, any review is a good review, especially when it comes to Amazon. The more reviews you got, the more Amazon will do the marketing for you. So this is also a great way to get those reviews up. And it's fun. You get to take questions from other book club members. It's kind of like doing a book signing. I still miss doing my book signings, because I got to talk to people that have either read the book or they're coming in and they're reading the synopsis and they're thinking about it. And I get to really get into some good discussions. But since everything's going on with COVID, this is your chance to talk about your book. And that's what we love to do. That's what it's all about. So
now, how long have you and Ella been doing this book club thing?
The book club started a few months ago. The podcast is a little over 7 months ago. So it's been a while, because we do it every other week.
So what made you decide to do the virtual book club?
Because it's fun, because we like book clubs and we like to talk about books.
Jackie, but I just get the impression that anything that you put your mind to is fun, because you're having way too much fun. Are you on something? Okay. Are you how much coffee have you had?
That's funny. Oh my goodness. No, I actually just shot a podcast with Ella and Nancy Waddell. She is out of Canada, and her and I have been together or have known each other on Twitter for close to a year.
Mm-hmm.
And we've exchanged posts and comments back and forth. So it was the first time that I've actually got to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, we just have a good time. That's what it's all about. It's not just supposed to be work and grinding it day by day. It's supposed to be something that not only you enjoy, but you're building a foundation for what's to come, for the future of your kids, of your family, and your own career. I don't think I will ever give up education. I'm very serious when it comes to education and working with students. But making your dreams come true should be an exciting thing, and you should have a good time. So it's just, yeah, I have a good time. And we had a great podcast episode, so it was fun.
And well, what I found, and this is echoed by some actual consulting experts on the subject, a lot of times as Christians, we want to find our place of service. Even if we don't want to find our place of service, the church we go to wants to find a place for service. They want us to do something. They need work done. And I think there's an emphasis on it to the point of perhaps being counterproductive. What I was told by a consultant, I served on the board of a nonprofit crisis pregnancy ministry. And he said, find your talent, your giftedness, and work within that. He said, if you are on this board of directors and you are not enjoying it, you should resign.
Exactly.
He said, it is a surefire recipe for spiritual burnout that you will not advance the kingdom in that condition. And when I see the energy and the excitement and the joy that radiates from you, it's fun to poke fun at. But the truth of the matter is, it is a reflection of a joy-filled heart, working in the kingdom in a way that is intrinsically satisfying. And when you do something like that, it's fun, and you do better at it. You'll become more skilled at it. You'll put more time into it. You will hone your craft with more rigor. And it is a lot of fun. And I'm like you, Jackie. I feel like I am living the dream. I mean, I sometimes in my prayer say, God, I'm not worthy of this. This is too good. Have you ever thought anything like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've written music my entire life. Since I was about 5 years old, my grandmother put me on a piano. After learning the piano, I started writing songs, and I always thought that I would go in the direction of the musical industry or music industry. And then I had kids, and life happens, and you just think, okay, well, then the talent's not going to be used, but that's okay. Maybe God has other plans. And for this to just happen after I'm 40 years old, it's one of those things that you're just like, it's got to be God's plan, because there's no other way for this to happen. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's how I think about things. I put my manuscript out there, and I was blessed with a contract from a publisher. And since then, it's been just an amazing ride. And then I met Ella, and she's been awesome. And it just like everything it went into place. And I can't dispute that and say that it's anything that I had anything to do with. I know I dreamt up the story, and I put the story out there, but for everything to kind of line up the way it has to be divine intervention. It has to have something to do with that. And for that reason, yeah, I'm super excited. I am, because
well, it's a good thing, because when I grew up, church culture was a lot more serious. It's almost like if you're having fun, you need to do a gut check to find out you're not engaged in some kind of sin, because if it's fun, it must be a sin. I mean, that was, people were walking around, they not a lot of joy. Their faces were so long they could eat corn on the cob through a picket fence. I mean, and I thought to myself, how are we going to recruit people into this if we're not having? I mean, don't people need to see we're having fun? Don't people need to understand that there's still to this day a perception that if you give your life to Jesus, the fun's over. That's not true.
No, no. And people attract to the energy and the smiles. I remember my grandmother always said, smile more, because I was always serious growing up. And my grandmother would say, smile more. People attract to that. And she wasn't talking about relationships or anything, with males. She was just talking about overall. You will have more friends and more opportunities if you just smile more, because people like that. People are tired of the gloom and doom, and they're tired of the downtrodden and everything going on in their life. And sometimes people just get kind of tunnel vision. And then when they see that you're excited about something, and I'll give an example. On Instagram, I follow a lot of fitness gurus, people that post fitness videos and they give inspirational messages. And every day I am following their videos, I'm watching what they're doing, and that pumps me up, because it shows me that not only is exercise good for your health, but it also helps your motivation and your outlook on life. So I think that if we're not smiling and joyous in everything that God's given us, then why would anyone else want to follow in our shoes and try for these things, especially if you're over 40 like me and you have kids? And if you don't see that, hey, this can happen and I'm excited about it, if you don't feel like that, if you don't see someone that's excited about it, why would you try it? Why would you go for your dreams this late in life unless you see someone that has done it and they're excited and they're making it work? Now, I'm not saying this is always easy. This is not always easy. It is a tough road, and there are some late hours, and there is a lot involved in it. But I don't want to come across as anyone that's negative. I want to always be positive, always be excited about what I do, and hopefully inspire people to try. Just go for it. What do you have to lose?
We folks, we have 4 minutes, and we are unscripted here, but we do have some information that we Jackie, we got to go fast. Okay. We're wrapping up. Okay. I'm just going to put images up here. I need 30 seconds on each one. Phoenix, Field of Mars.
Yes. So Phoenix Field of Mars is it's actually my debut novel. It's the first book in the trilogy. I have that one and the second one published. And then the third comes out in March. It's with Black Rose Writing. Of course, I have Orion Rising with Static Pen Publishing. But Phoenix Field of Mars is a time travel novel that takes the protagonist back to first century ancient Rome, where they try to stop a scientist who's trying to unleash a deadly virus. But along the way of the action and adventure, there are a lot of spiritual undertones that are very important to the growth of the protagonist, as well as just some meaning in there that will help people believe again. Believe, I'm not even just saying just believe in God in general, but believe in themselves and believe in what they're capable of.
Okay, that was Phoenix by the Mars, right?
Field of Mars.
Yeah. Phoenix by the Sword. 30 seconds.
Phoenix by the Sword. Of course, if you know the biblical term, you know where by the sword comes from. But it shows a soldier on the front cover because it's the second book in the trilogy, and it focuses more on the protagonist that is a soldier that is suffering from PTSD. And I did interview soldiers that are suffering with that to come up with that book, but that is all under the Warrior Bonfire program. That is a not-for-profit program that supports our Purple Heart veterans. And they are out there taking these veterans and on ski trips, hunting, and things like that in order to help them, you know, not only bond with other veterans, but have outlets in ways to deal with what they're going through. So Phoenix by the Sword, of course, the story continues. It's not just all about PTSD, but the soldier is dealing with a lot of that. And he's questioning, does God still accept him because of everything he's done? So it's really serious, that one.
Yeah, a little late getting this graphic in their Warrior Bonfire program. So, we had some other video overlay assets. The Right or Wrong Virtual Book Club you spoke about earlier. And you've also got your Moonlight Writers podcast that we talked about. So we went to a lot of trouble to get those graphics ready, so we had to use them. So, but it is 20 minutes after. I've got JD coming up in a few minutes, so we've had so much fun. Sorry we had to kind of rush through things there at the end. But in closing, Jackie, you're a fireball. You're a firebrand. Is there anything hard? What's the worst thing you've gone through in this journey? What's the tough part?
Imposter syndrome. I think that's going to be, and you hear authors talk about that sometimes.
Well, tell me what it is then, because I don't know.
Yeah, even though my two publishers, I have two separate publishers, even though they believed in my work and they gave me contracts and they invested in it, you still, and I guess it's a little bit of insecurity on my part because of the way I grew up, my situation, but I still question, am I talented? Do I really have what it takes? So all that means now for me is I just work extra hard. I just work even harder, because not only do I want to prove to myself that I can do it, but I really want it. I really want to do well, and I want to get these spiritual messages out there and these good entertaining books out there and this podcast and this book club to help other people. So all I do is I just keep trucking on. I keep doing it. But yeah, I think that's going to be the hardest thing, especially when you get a not so good review. Even though they're subjective, it still hurts, because you're like,
that book is personal. I mean, to you, it's like your baby. It's like when I write software and somebody has some comment. It's like, hey, I get it. Jackie, I hope that you can continue. I sincerely do, because you're on a pace that is tremendous. And you and your partner, Ella, we wish you the best. And if there's anything that pjnet.tv can do to assist you in your journey, to assisting others who assist others, we would be honored to help. And thanks for coming on and sharing your story with us tonight.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Jackie Enders right here on pjnet.tv, her partner Ella Clark in the chat room. And if you're not in the chat room, if you're watching this maybe on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, we're glad you're watching, but you are also welcome to join the fellowship in the live chat. Just go to pjnet.tv. Now, we're about to wrap up the first half. We will start again with JD with a trip around the Cross W at the bottom of the hour. So on my way out, I want to ask two questions of you to ask yourself. Number one, what is the boldest thing that you have ever done for Jesus Christ? And number two, when was that? Folks, if we are going to ignite a fire of revival anywhere, we must never allow ourselves to be satisfied with either answer.